Radford. This is Kaylee from Thin Blue Line Canine. And this video will help you get through our wilderness agility course. One of the toughest obstacles to accomplish is the very first one. It's the A-frame. You have to work together as a team with your dog. The closer you are to your dog, the more control you have of your dog. So if your dog is afraid of this obstacle right off the bat, we recommend hanging on to just a regular collar and working together as a team to get the dog to go to the halfway point. Once they get to the halfway point up to the top, they're usually good going down the rest. So here's how it looks in the finished product. Giddy up. Giddy down. Good girl. That's what it looks like with a professional dog. Kaylee's been through this thing probably about 500 times. So the first time is usually the toughest. Just get to the top, work together as a team, be really close to your dog. If you have a harness, you can hang onto the harness or you can hang onto the regular leash and just work together to get to that halfway point. So this is a tunnel the command is going to be through. Some dogs have difficulty going through the tunnel. They get scared and maybe a little claustrophobic. So the first time through, you can sometimes toss a treat in there. Sometimes if you toss it maybe a few feet in and then toss one a little bit further, you can entice your dog to go in. Other times you can use a long line. You can have one person on one side and another person on the other. So you, again, work together as a team to accomplish the task. And that's the goal of all of this, is to accomplish those tasks so that your dog will increase their self-confidence. So this is what it looks like when it's finished. Kaylee, do. Good girl. Notice I'm only saying the command once. I'm saying the dog's name once, command once, and then when they come through, they get their reward. For Kaylee, I just give her a good girl, and she's good with that. Tabletops can be another tricky one. These are 5 little tops, and the dog has to go on each one. They have a little bit of movement to them, so the dogs can kind of freak out. The key is to go through quickly. Work together as a team. The closer you are to your dog, the more control you're going to have. So if you have a harness on your dog, you have a leash, you want to be, or just a regular collar, you want to be really close to go through the first time. And really one step at a time is the key. So this is what it looks like when they've been on it multiple times and they're very confident on it. Kaylee up. Go girl. Okay, the simple jump. A simple jump is the next obstacle. Sometimes a dog is not used to jumping and you have to help them out. So a lot of times if we are going to go do the jump for the first time and my dog is not responding, you can kind of work together. You can actually lift your dog up over. If you're going to do that, kind of be like a forklift. So you're going to have your first hand under here. You're going to have your other arm under here. You're going to lift with your legs, not your back. So you can lift and kind of catapult your dog over this obstacle. It should be pretty easy once they've been through a few times. This is where Kaylee looks like. And the command is over. Kaylee, over. Go girl. Next obstacle we're going to show you is the teeter-totter. Very, very challenging for a lot of dogs the first time. As you can see, it goes down once the weight distributes. So really the key is, what we're going to show you is to work together as a team, be close to your dog. Sometimes you got to be firm and fair. If you want your dog to go through the first time, you can do it. If your dog is freaking out, you just have to let them know that they can trust you. You're not putting them in a position to fail. And the key for the teeter-totter is to slow down at the halfway point, let the weight distribute, and then to continue on. So here's what it looks like with Kaylee going through. Kaylee up. She's going to slow down, weight's going to distribute, and then she goes down. Go girl. All right guys, hopefully these helpful tips will help you master our wilderness agility course. We have over 24 different pieces on a 1 mile course. It's awesome fun. It's a great workout. And I think with these little tips, you'll master it. If you have any questions ever when you're here, you just reach out to someone from Thin Blue Line Canine. We'll be more than happy to help you. But good luck, spread the word on this awesome course, and we'll see you soon. So the thing that separates Thin Blue Line Canine from any other program probably in New England, my experience training police dogs for 22 years. We also have an indoor state-of-the-art training facility, and we also have the only outdoor wilderness agility course in the Northeast. It's tailored towards what police dogs have to go through, and it's about a mile long, a very challenging course that taps into building self-confidence, building obedience, and teaching new skills to dogs. Board and Train is an intensive training program that really is tailored towards each specific dog's issues. So if you have a dog, for example, that has major aggression issues, I may do an assessment and I may recommend a 3-week board and train program. If you have a dog that just needs an increase in healing or recall percentage, we may do a shorter program, anywhere from 10 to 14 days. So it really depends on what the specific dog is, what the client wants. It's tailor-made for each specific dog. The first session of our board and train is the morning energy burn with obedience, which may include a fast walk, a play session, and basic obedience to include sit stays, recalls, and healing. Training session 2 is a fast-paced obedience session, which could include multiple fast-paced commands, a combination of agility and obedience, and a play session with obedience. Session 3 concentrates on agility. If it's a nice day, we will go on the Wilderness Canine course, which is the only one of its kind in the Northeast, and that includes a 1-mile run through the woods and 22 agility pieces. If it's an inclement weather day, we will do agility inside. Training session number 4 includes problem solving and socialization. That includes dog reactivity, human reactivity, any issues with recalls or healing, any specific problems such as chasing cars, bikes, or runners. Training session number 5 is technical obedience. So we're working on recall percentage. How many times does the dog come back on his or her own? Healing percentage. How often is the dog staying in place when we heal?
Good boy.
Also, sit-stay times and distance.
Put a sit. Put a heel.
So during our board and train program, we really treat your dog like they were our own. And we will take care of your feeding needs. If they have any specific medical issues, we will really follow any directions that the client gives us so that your dog is taken care of here just like they would be at home. And with an additional structured program of 5 training programs per day, a ton of exercise, and a ton of love and attention from all of our employees. Give you over. Good girl.
Agility coursework is highly beneficial for both dogs and their owners. It provides opportunities for skill development, physical exercise, mental stimulation through problem solving, development of self-control skills, reinforcement of basic obedience commands, strengthens dog and owner communication skills, and most importantly, builds confidence while fostering a strong bond between dogs and their humans. Thin Blue Line Canine offers a comprehensive, one-of-a-kind outdoor agility course. It is the only wilderness agility course of its kind on the East Coast, offering a multitude of skill-building obstacles over a 1-mile span of terrain. A-frames, tunnels, weave poles, seesaws, and pause tables are just a few of the challenges you and your dog will face as you work as a team to complete this exciting course. Come and experience this one-of-a-kind course Monday through Saturday between 8 and 4 p.m. Single day and multiple visit passes are available for purchase online at www.thinbluelinecanine.net.
Good evening. Welcome to Dog Wise, your dog knowledge headquarters. My name is Tom Radford of Thin Blue Line Canine, and we are recording live from our Thin Blue Line Canine headquarters in beautiful Williston, Vermont. And with us today, I have actually one of my employees, Clay Gerke, and his dog Apollo. So today's show, we are going to be talking about pit bulls and kind of concentrating on that specific breed. Also today we have our top 10. We're also going to be talking about how to refurbish items that you can find just on the side of the road or at yard sales and turn that into dog agility equipment. So that'll be a pretty cool segment. So we're going to start off by just kind of explaining a few fun facts about pit bulls. First of all, welcome Clay, by the way.
Thanks for having me.
And welcome Apollo.
Yeah. Say hi, buddy.
There you go, buddy. Yeah. And you've had Apollo for how long?
It's coming up on 2 weeks, I think.
Yeah, so recently adopted. So we're going to talk about that whole adoption process and all that good stuff.
Yeah.
So just a few fun facts about pit bulls. First of all, their temperament is described as, and let me know if this is accurate, Clay, okay? Pit bulls are intelligent, affectionate, stubborn.
Yeah.
A great adjective is clownish, and this is off one of the websites. Friendly, strong-willed, loyal, and obedient. Is that pretty much hit the nail on the head? For sure. Is there anything that you kind of contest on that list?
I would definitely say the clownish or like goofy is definitely one of them.
Yeah.
Loyal for sure. He wants to please this guy at least. So yeah, I think that was pretty good.
Awesome.
Yeah.
Also, they're highly trainable.
Very.
They do not like being alone, as a general rule.
Yeah.
They have high energy and they're playful.
Definitely.
And really, a kind of interesting fact that I found in doing a little bit of research was that they are not inherently aggressive. There have been tests done on all the breeds out there as far as which breeds are inherently aggressive, and believe it or not, the pit bull finished second to last. The one that is the least aggressive, a lot of people probably could guess, would be the golden retriever. Now this is a little nugget for one of my employees, Nancy Davis out there. She has a specific breed that she really loves, and if you watch this show, we kind of go back and forth. I, of course, believe that German Shepherds are at the top of every list, and she believes that her dog is at the top of every list, so we're kind of biased. But the breed that was tested out to be the most aggressive dog out there was the Chihuahua. And I can attest to that, training all kinds of breeds out there for a long time, that whenever I get a Chihuahua case, those dogs can be definitely very difficult and challenges, but when we get to the other side and we figure out what the problems are and we resolve those issues, it's very satisfying. So a little shout out to Nancy. And also a little fun fact, we are now, we can say that we're international on this show because Clay's girlfriend, Kelsey, where is she watching us from, Clay?
She's in Turks and Caicos right now, so hope you're enjoying the sun. I'm here with our fur baby, and we're doing all right.
Yeah, don't kid yourself, Kelsey. He's probably like walking around in just his underwear and eating pizza and doing all that kind of stuff. So don't feel too sorry for him, but definitely I am jealous of being in the warm weather for sure. So we are international now, Clay. We're big time.
Yeah,
So that's really good. We love it. We made it. It took us 8 shows, but we finally made it.
Yeah.
So we're going to ask some questions, and obviously they're break.
Let's see. All right.
Give you over. Go, girl.
Agility coursework is highly beneficial for both dogs and their owners. It provides opportunities for skill development, physical exercise, mental stimulation through problem solving, development of self-control skills, reinforcement of basic obedience commands, strengthens dog and owner communication skills, and most importantly, builds confidence while fostering a strong bond between dogs and their humans. Thin Blue Line Canine offers a comprehensive, one-of-a-kind outdoor agility course. It is the only wilderness agility course of its kind on the East Coast, offering a multitude of skill-building obstacles over a 1-mile span of terrain. A-frames, tunnels, weave poles, seesaws, and pause tables are just a few of the challenges you and your dog will face as you work as a team to complete this exciting course. Come and experience this one-of-a-kind course Monday through Saturday between 8 and 4 p.m. Single day and multiple visit passes are available for purchase online at www.thinbluelinecanine.net.
All right, we are back. Sorry about the little hiccup there. We're going to blame it on the high humidity today because it's hot and humid out there. We had a little sound trouble. We are back. So we're talking to Clay Gerke, one of my employees, who just adopted a pit bull 2 weeks ago. And we're going to be diving into pit bull life and world and all that stuff. And so we were just talking about your experience, Clay. So we're going to backtrack just a second. We didn't get too far into it. So tell us like what your dog world and experience looked like. Where did it start and what it ended up being?
So I was on the West Coast after college and started working with dogs with a great company, Canine School of Behavior. A little shout out to them. And then, you know, I came back home to Vermont. It was a funny story how I ended up linking up with you. My dad met you somewhere and, you know, kind of followed that trail. But I've been working with dogs ever since. Love every day of it. And I'm not just saying that because you're my boss. And, you know, that's pretty much it. You know, haven't looked back since.
Yeah, so there was a funny story how Clay came to Thin Blue Line Canine. I can tell you, my wife and I were at a promotional event in St. Albans 2 years ago, maybe. And I was hungry, and I started going towards the food stand, and there literally was one hamburger left, all right? That was it. They were like almost out. So I saw the one hamburger, and I'm like, heck with it. I'm going to go eat that hamburger because I'm hungry. So I went up there, and your dad saw my truck with Thin Blue Line Canine on it and approached me at the food station and said that you were moving back to Vermont. You were a dog trainer out in California, and you were interested in coming back here and training, and that's where we started, and now you're here.
Yeah.
So it's a really kind of a cool story, for sure. So you grew up with dogs.
Yep.
What kind of dogs?
My first dog was a chocolate lab. You know, I was talking to my dad about it the other day, and I guess he was way bigger than I remember him. I guess he was like 100 pounds, chocolate lab. His name was Coco. Probably our best behaved dog that we had as a family. He's a great dog. And then during his life, we adopted a dog, a rescue from New York City after 9/11. She'd gotten injured. She had like a big wound on her back. Her name was Sophie. She was a Mastiff Lab mix. She was about 140 pounds.
Wow.
She was a big girl. And she was just like the mother figure dog for me. She was like, you know, always checking where I was, laying directly on top of me. Way smarter than people gave her credit for. And then before Apollo, my last dog, Jack, 130-pound yellow lab, just a tank, super goofy, and he was awesome too. Yeah.
Awesome.
Yeah, big dogs.
Yeah, definitely big dogs.
Yeah.
Definitely. So if you had to go back and describe each of your dogs that you had when you were growing up in one word, what would they be?
One word, that's tough. I would say Coco was sweet. You know, he was just an awesome dog, super mellow, very well behaved. You know, he would like lick you every time you fed him or gave him water or anything like that. And Sophie, I would say she was super protective. Anyone that came to our house, they heard her bark and was like, holy smokes, who's in there? She was awesome. And then Jack, like I said, he was just goofy. I would say that's one word to describe him. If anyone knew him, they were like, yeah, he was a big goofy dog. And Apollo, there's a lot of words for him, so we'll have to figure out as time goes on.
Yeah, and if you haven't figured out, we're live in the Thin Blue Line Canine Training Center, and there's some action going on in the background. One of my employees is taking dogs in and out, and Apollo obviously is a little triggered by that, and that's just our life. We hang out with dogs all day long, and we're just kind of used to it. So, is it, out of all the breeds that you've had, so it sounds like you've had 4 different breeds, what would you say right off the bat is your favorite breed?
I think I'm partial to Apollo because he's, still very new, very fresh, but he's quickly become an awesome dog. He's really trainable, super sweet, super loyal. He gets me out of bed early every day, so that helps. So it would probably be him. I love Jack though. He was an awesome dog. He had like the same size head as Apollo, just really big, goofy dog. But it's hard to pick favorites, it really is. But for now, I would say my favorite breed is probably Pit Bulls. They're just so sweet, so much personality, and everyone's a little different, so it's keep you on your toes for sure. Yeah, so
you've been working here for a little bit, and right off the bat, you saw a picture of Apollo. He was up for adoption, and I can remember it was a little bit ago that you first kind of fell in love with him. And your living arrangement at the time wasn't a good situation for a dog. Yep. So I just remembered you kind of amazed my wife Dory and I, because there's plenty of dogs out there, of course, that have come since that time, and you just kept going back to Apollo. You just kept going back to him. So yep. I think you were drawn to him right from the beginning. That was our observation. So why is that? Why were you drawn to him?
Yeah, I mean, look at him. He's so handsome. He's so cute. He's got very unique eyes. He's just a big, impressive looking dog. And from the first time I saw that picture, he kind of, I couldn't get him out of my mind. So, I had my eyes on a couple other ones that seemed to be a little bit more, low key or manageable. But, working here, I think any dog is manageable, and, he stole my heart. couldn't get him out of my mind, so yeah, it was him from the get-go.
Now, we're also going to kind of dive into a few of the myths out there about pit bulls. Some facts are, like I believe it was Montreal or banned pit bulls for a while. I don't know if they're still banned up there or not. As a blanket statement, nobody could have a pit bull that lived up there. You hear stories about that. And I would have to say that a lot of people are kind of fearful of pit bulls, just like they would be fearful of a German Shepherd, a Rottweiler, a Doberman Pinscher. Yep. We see it all day long where the dogs that come in here are, we deal with a lot of reactive dogs, a lot of dogs that most people would look at and say, oh, that's a vicious dog, it has to be put down. And we look at it and say, no, that's a confused dog. And we have to clarify our communication to the dog so that they understand how the heck to survive in our world. But there are definitely some perceptions about pit bulls and stuff like that. So what do you think, what is your opinion on what the myths are of pit bulls? And clarify that for us. Like, are they true? Are they not true? What's the deal there?
I mean, you kind of touched on it right at the beginning with some of those facts. I think with any dog, or we compare people and dogs all the time. Any dog, any human, anyone can be, aggressive or edgy or a jerk or whatever. I don't think it's specific to the breed at all. I've seen, any dog from, tiny little things to huge dogs that can be sweethearts or, pains in the butt. So I don't think it's specific to any one breed. I think a lot of it has to do with how they're brought up. Some of the breeding comes into it. If a poor breeder, you can get some temperament stuff from there. But if you treat a dog right, lay that structure down, they respond really well to it. And I think that's the key to success for most dogs.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
Yeah. And my daughter has a dog, Lauren. If she's watching, hey, how you doing there, girl? Her pit bull is Letty, and I've watched her for like the last few years just train this dog and turn this dog into a well-behaved sweetheart. And she takes that dog everywhere, which of course makes me happy because that dog is very bonded to her, and basically nobody's gonna mess with Letty, so nobody's gonna mess with my daughter. So as a parent, it's a great thing. They're a great dog to have, and just the control she has over that dog and the love that she gives that dog, it's amazing. They're like so bonded, and it's almost like they're one. So it's really cool to see. So we got a lot of people watching. So shout out to Allison Smith, Brendan McCoy, and Jennifer Hunt, just for a few people shout outs. Lauren, we do have Lauren Sullivan's watching. We do have the sound back, right, Rohan? Sound's back? Okay. So what are the pros and cons of owning a pit bull?
That's a big list. I think, the pros are endless. He's a great dog. I can only speak for Apollo and some of the ones that I've worked with, but, in terms of great things, he's super trainable, super goofy, makes me laugh every single day. He's like a bull in a china shop, so he just smashed his head against this chair here, but he's not worried about it. So super trainable, super smart, very sweet. He's like a huge couch potato when he wants to be. Cons are if it's in the wrong hands, obviously we've seen or heard about some of the bad sides of people using them in negative ways, but I think if you don't tap into that energy and that drive, they can be a lot to handle. So it works to my advantage that I can bring him here. We do the agility course with him. He's awesome at that. I think one thing with pit bulls that a lot of people may or may not know is they're just wicked intense. With anything that they do, if it's cuddling, if it's being stubborn. Right now, right? He just wants to be on my lap. He's a big lap dog. They're just intense with everything they do. If it's playtime, he gets riled up, and he's 75 pounds of muscle, so that's it can be a lot to handle for some people. But he's an awesome dog, and I wouldn't trade him for the world.
Yeah, let's go into that a little bit. What is a good situation for somebody owning a pit bull, and what would be not necessarily a good situation? And talk also about maybe the person too. So sure. the ideal person and living situation versus maybe not ideal.
Yeah, so I think pit bulls and dogs in general respond to structure really well. With a dog his size, or any power breed really, they need a strong, confident leader. And I do this every day, so it works to my advantage for him. That's one thing that when I was adopting him, the rescue was very adamant about finding the right owner. A lot of people applied for him, and they kind of passed those guys up. So I lucked out in that sense. But he's just a big, strong, energetic dog, and being the pit bull that people have all these stereotypes about, it's my job to make sure he's a good representation of the breed. And so by having him well trained and well socialized, that's the best way to do it. And he's a sweetheart. He'll walk up to any person pretty much and just be big smile, like the pity smile that they're classic for. So in terms of, physically, he's, like I said, he's a strong dog, so you need to make sure you either have the equipment or, the physical strength, being in good shape to get him exercise. That's really important. We go on a lot of walks at home, because if not, he's going to get a little rambunctious. And right now, he's crawling all over me because he's like, why are we sitting here for so long? Right.
Yeah, he doesn't understand that.
Yeah. But, it's all part of it. We're kind of shaping his world around him because where he came from, he had a really sad story. He was abandoned in a house for 6 months, so he was in a room by himself for that long.
I actually did not know that.
Yeah, super sad.
And you got him from where?
Passion for Paws.
Okay, so shout out to Passion for Paws for a good job of placing Apollo with Clay.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And Mandy, the foster, did a lot of good stuff with him.
Awesome.
She really helped out because he went straight to her after they rescued him.
Yeah, and it's been a pretty smooth transition, right?
Yeah, so far
definitely
so good. He's been awesome. In the
Yeah.
house. You know, he barks at some noises, but you know.
Good job, Mandy. Definitely.
Yeah, she did awesome.
So exercise obviously is huge, right? You know, we say a tired dog is a good dog. It's a saying that's been around for a long time. It's so true. Any kind of structure, keeping the dog occupied.
Yeah.
The agility course is a great place for him to be, right? So I'm going to just segue into, you know, we're at Thin Blue Line K9. This is a great place to train dogs. We train any breed, any size, any issues. We deal with a lot of aggression issues, a lot of reactivity issues. We deal all day long. The agility course is a mile long. It's got about 25 different pieces on it. And it's a great way to build self-confidence and to really burn that energy so that at the end of the day, your dog is tired. Is he a pretty good sleeper?
Oh yeah,
A champion
he pumps
sleeper?
Right out, yeah. You know, at first he was a little whiny, and because he stays in a crate still. You know, we don't want him tearing up the house because when he's bored, he does like to chew.
Yeah.
But he's only destroyed one toy so far, knock on wood. And no, he sleeps all the time. You know, because I think that's me and Kelsey really make sure we get him out and walk him, and I go for runs with him early in the morning. I try to replicate what we do with the board and trains. So, you know, he's got no shortage of exercise.
Awesome.
Yeah.
So our board and trains here, just to let everybody know, you know, we do board and trains, one-on-ones, group sessions. We have the agility course. The board and trains, we do at least 5 training sessions a day. Those dogs that come here are getting, they're having fun. They're burning energy right from 6:30 in the morning. We start and we go all the way till 9:30 at night. They have multiple handlers that will handle them. We're all, you know, we're all massive dog lovers, but we also have a job to do, and we have a job to bring that dog up to that well-trained, balanced place that is perfect for when we hand them back to the client. So, we are going to take a quick break, everybody. Please come back. We're going to continue our conversation, and later on we're going to have our top 10, and we're going to talk about how to take any kind of equipment or anything you see on the side of the road or you see at a yard sale or anything like that and turn it into agility equipment for your dog. So see you guys in a few minutes. I am Tom Radford from Thin Blue Line K9. Obedience is our business. I estimate that at least 95% of dog owners out there need some kind of help with their dog. Put it sit. Put it down. Good boy. Put it come. Put it sit. Put it heel. We specialize in training the owner how to train the dog. And we're using techniques and philosophies that I've obtained in a 22-year career training police dogs. I had an incredible career with my police dog, Stoney. We are inducted into the K9 Hall of Fame at the Vermont Police Academy. Kitty through. Go, girl. We're training your dog, your pet dog, like we would at the Academy, a police dog. So we are shooting for high-end obedience and high-end balance and confidence. And really, when we use that system that we use down at the police academy and transfer it over to your dog, excellence occurs. And really, you walk out the door with a dog that has knowledge and skills that no other dog has, because nobody else is teaching these principles and these philosophies that I have obtained through decades of being an instructor through the police academy. The Thin Blue Line K9 will take any dog, any breed, any problem. Give you over. Go, girl.
Agility coursework is highly beneficial for both dogs and their owners. It provides opportunities for skill development, physical exercise, mental stimulation through problem solving, development of self-control skills, reinforcement of basic obedience commands, strengthens dog and owner communication skills, and most importantly, builds confidence while fostering a strong bond between dogs and their humans. Thin Blue Line Canine offers a comprehensive, one-of-a-kind outdoor agility course. It is the only wilderness agility course of its kind on the East Coast, offering a multitude of skill-building obstacles over a 1-mile span of terrain. A-frames, tunnels, weave poles, seesaws, and pause tables are just a few of the challenges you and your dog will face as you work as a team to complete this exciting course. Come and experience this one-of-a-kind course Monday through Saturday between 8 and 4 p.m. Single day and multiple visit passes are available for purchase online at www.thinbluelinecanine.net.
Welcome back to DogWise, your headquarters for dog knowledge. My name is Tom Radford. I'm the co-owner of Thin Blue Line Canine, and we're at our training facility right now. Don't forget, folks, send in your questions. If you guys have questions, this is an interactive show. So if you have questions for Clay, who is our guest today, with his pit bull Apollo can probably answer your questions too if you want. Send some questions in, and we'll answer them right on the air. So, bingo. Lauren wants to know, what is your biggest training challenge and biggest training accomplishment specifically with pit bulls?
Oh, that's a good question. I would say the biggest thing with Apollo is just setting those boundaries. He gets all fired up. He loves toys and balls, and setting that boundary, is really important, because if not, you'll have a giant dog running for your hand if you've got the toy in it. So we set up those boundaries. That's probably the biggest thing we've been working on in general, just in the house. I've been doing some fun little stuff with him, having him walking between my legs and look up at me, but that's not, the top of the list by any means. What was one of the biggest challenges too? Just managing his size. I want to get him as socialized as possible, so coming here is great. I bring him to work and he helps other dogs, which is a kind of cool little story for him, going from being abandoned and now helping other dogs kind of get used to being around all kinds of new stuff is great. Super fortunate to be able to bring him in here, so thank you.
Yes, no problem.
But,
he's kind of hit the jackpot. He came from a rescue situation where nobody paid attention to him the first 6 months of his life. Mm-hmm. He was basically locked into a room, just a terrible existence for a dog. And now he's with Clay, who is 110% in, his girlfriend. They're 110% into him and taking care of him and giving him this great life. And many days he comes here and we'll put him to work. And he goes on the agility course. So it's a great situation. His confidence is just skyrocketing, and his well-being and his obedience is just skyrocketing too. So he went from the what house to the penthouse just like that. So it's an awesome situation for him.
Yep.
Yeah, and we love it. He's a sweetheart.
He is.
Let's see. So I think you already talked about the biggest struggle. What's your favorite thing to do with Apollo? In the whole entire world, what's your favorite thing to do with him?
I can't really narrow it down to one thing. I love that he can go from, tearing it up on the agility course. That's one of my favorite things to do with him. I love taking, any dog up there, but him especially, because he surprised me. I thought he's so goofy. I thought he was going to be a little uncoordinated, but he the first time through, he killed it. So that was a great surprise, and he also just stares at me.
I know, yeah, he's looking at us right now, and it's yeah, dude.
That's why I keep looking over.
Yeah, of course I kicked it on the course, man.
Yeah, so he's awesome at that. That's one of my favorite things. But also, I love being able to, come home from work and just sit on the couch, and he climbs right up and, puts his head on me and just takes a nap. I think he knows he hit the jackpot, and he gets no shortage of cuddles from me or Kelsey. So.
Yeah.
You know,
He's got to know. He's definitely got to know. Yeah.
I think that's why he stares at us all the time.
Yeah.
It's just like, holy smokes, like I got these people for the rest of my life.
Yeah, and how old is he right now?
He's a year and a half.
Okay.
So he's still pretty young. He's still
Yeah.
got a lot of puppy energy and puppy behaviors, I think, because of the situation he came from.
Yeah.
Oh.
So he's kind of like late developing because he didn't have much development back then.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But yeah, he's awesome.
Awesome. And so you went through the adoption process, and what was the most difficult aspect of that whole adoption process?
Yeah, so you kind of mentioned it earlier. I had to wait for what felt like forever to get him because of my living situation, and I think that was the hardest for me, is just being patient. He loves my watermelon right now. Being patient with that whole process, and you know, I'm so glad I waited because it's better for him. You know, I could have done the shady thing and not told my landlord or like blah blah blah, but you know, he was worth the wait for sure. And that was definitely the hardest, though, was just knowing that he was still there, hoping that nobody else was going to.
I was going to say that must have been your worst fear, right?
Yeah,
That somebody kind of flies under the radar and takes him at the last second.
Yeah, especially because I was so hooked, like you said, like right from the beginning. As soon as I saw him, I was like, "That's the dog I want." So if someone took him, I would have been like,
You would have been
I would
bummed,
have been
man.
like, "Can I come visit him or something?" Like, I don't know.
Okay. Okay. So we got some questions here, guys. Nicole asks, if Apollo is an aggressive chewer, what toys have you found that are a good match and can withstand aggressive chewing?
Yeah, definitely. Great question. I stay away from like the stuffed things with the squeakies, the squeakers in them, because you know he's gonna tear those apart. But you know, like I got this giant cube that's like just rubber, so it's super bouncy, which he loves because it hits the ground and then he chases it. But you know, there's no way he's putting a hole in that thing. So anything like really hard rubber, like Kongs, are great. I've got this Kong bone here that my old dog Jack used to like, because he was another dog that would destroy toys. But you know, any hard rubber, he loves. His favorite toy is like Jolly Balls.
Mm-hmm.
He will, you know, run and attack that thing until he's, you know, passing out. It's a great way to burn energy with him if, you know, if I don't have a whole bunch of space to kind of let him run free, because I haven't done that yet because, you know, he's still new. But Jolly Balls are great. There's a rope in between the one that I have now, and he doesn't really care about the rope, but he'll like hit that thing and just watch his jaw muscles clamp down. It's pretty funny.
Yeah, the Jolly Balls are the ones that are like this big, right?
Yeah. Probably like 10 inches or something, you know, wide. And it's pretty hard rubber, so he hasn't chewed it apart yet. Knock on wood again. But you know, anything hard rubber like that is a good way to go. I stay away from ropes because he tends to eat the little strings and stuff like that. So yeah, to answer that question.
Okay. Let's see. We have some more questions. Stacy asks, is Apollo willing to learn or be trained even with his tough beginning, or is he leery of humans in training? I think he's answering that right now,
Yeah,
right?
right now, he loves all people so far. You know, he's a big lap dog, that's what I like to say. He's super trainable. You know, at first we were told that he wasn't super food motivated, but that has not been our feedback from him. So, you know, little treats is how we've been getting him to do that. But, you know, like I said, he loves balls. So, you know, he's super food and toy motivated, which helps. He's very trainable, which shows his like resilience, because he'll walk up to anybody and try and be best friends with them. So
Yeah, he's been awesome here, and we have a lot of people coming and going here. We have a lot of different dogs, and Clay does a great job, you know, communicating to him, you know, what the rules are in this world, in the human world, right? And you know, we're fair, and so he's adapted really well to that.
yeah.
So let's see. Another question that we have is, let's see. So what goals do you have? What goals do you have for Apollo, and how do you plan to get there? You must obviously, being a professional dog trainer, you know, you must look at him and see kind of the potential. But what would that perfect scenario look like in the end? And do you plan on getting there?
Yeah. So, you know, a goal of mine is probably the same as a lot of dog owners, is just to have like a well-behaved dog. You know, I want to be able to take them, you know, wherever I want. So socialization is huge for that. You know, it'd be cool if I could like bring him to a brewery or something and have a drink and have him just chill out. It's going to be after a lot of exercise, I'm assuming, but you know, that's fine. You know, I've got goals in terms of, you know, I want to start tracking with him. I think he would be awesome at that. He's nose to the ground all the time. And like I said earlier, he's got that working drive for sure. So that would be a cool goal of mine, just to play around with. It's fun to do that kind of stuff. And you know, when I worked in LA, they did some protection dog training for a lot of clients. I don't want to do anything super intense with that, but it's cool to have him, you know, be well trained and, you know, kind of deter sketchy people from walking up on me or my girlfriend. His looks kind of work in our favor for that.
Yeah, definitely.
You know, just having a great dog, which he already is, but you know, off-leash stuff, I think that's a goal of a lot of people too. Have him just kind of stick around, and he's pretty bonded to us already, it seems, so I'm not worried about him running away, but you know, I have a long line on him if I give him that kind of leeway just in case. Just because I've only had him for 2 weeks. I went to a party, like a graduation party the other day, and a lot of people are like, oh, he's so awesome, like he's so well behaved. They thought I had him for like a year and a half.
Wow, that's awesome.
Oh, he's been with me for like, at that point, a week and a half. So it's kind of cool to hear that from other people, because I think it, but it's nice to, you know, kind of get that feedback from other people as well.
How's his healing and recall?
Yeah, so healing is great. He's really good. He's really responsive. And, you know, he's a pretty sensitive dog for how big and tough he looks. You know, he's got allergies and his skin can get sensitive. So I kind of bounce around with different equipment. But his healing is really good. You know, I could walk him pretty much anywhere. I could take him on Church Street right now.
Awesome.
Not to flex or anything, but I think I'm confident in that. You know, recall.
Have you taken him there?
No, not yet. I'm working on his dog stuff before we get there, but
Yeah.
Just because he's very vocal when he sees other dogs, not in a mean or anything like that, but he's just like, holy smokes, there's a dog right there. So we're gonna work on that before we hit the, you know, Church Street, but
Yeah, so it is a process, right? So
Yeah.
we do that all day here. So make sure, guys, when you're watching, make sure you like and share this show. Also, if we have a newsletter on our website, we have a special going right now. If you sign up for a package, one of our basic packages, either bronze, silver, or gold, it's $50 off that package, which is an awesome deal. For the one-on-one packages, we also do board and trains. We do one-on-ones. We do group classes. We're about ready to put out our next round of group classes next week, or somewhere around that. And also we have the agility course, which is top notch, and we're always working on that and improving it and adding new stuff, which we will be talking later on about how you can build your own agility course with free stuff. It's definitely a great way to go.
Talk more about the group classes.
Yeah, so the group classes, we do basic. We just barely finished a basic class last night. It was a fun time. We do 6 weeks. And really the improvement from the first class to the sixth class is really amazing. And we hope to see most of those people back. We are soon going to be putting out an intermediate obedience class, which segues off the basic class. And it just kind of brings it to that next level. We're using techniques and tactics that come straight from the police academy. That's what sets this place apart. Is I'm the only trainer in the state of Vermont with that foundation of being a police dog instructor at the academy for a long time, and we kind of integrate that into the actual training. So you get a totally unique training experience here than any other place. We throw a lot of stuff in there. You know, for example, I put out a video a little while ago on pocketing. A lot of people saw that, and some of our people in our group classes started doing that on their own, and we love seeing that kind of stuff. So we also we will throw an advanced class in there once in a while after we do a couple of intermediate classes. We do tracking classes. We're just kind of getting back into it after that terrible year that we had of COVID. Everybody, of course, we did just one-on-ones and board and trains during that time. We didn't do any group classes for obvious reasons. We didn't want everybody in a closed circumstances, but we we're back into it, and we're kind of getting traction again, and we're going to start going fast forward and all of that stuff. So make sure you like, share this, go to the website, thinblueline.net, and check out all that stuff.
Why should somebody consider board and train?
Okay, so Rohan's asking a good question. Rohan's behind the camera there. Why would somebody consider board and train? Board and train is for people, I'll tell you the scenarios. Somebody goes on vacation, their dog is misbehaving at home. Maybe they are, chewing up the house. They're massive pullers. They don't come back on command, just a lot of that basic obedience stuff. They're going on vacation, finally, they're glad to go, and they want to kill two birds with one stone. They send them here. We train your dog during that time frame while you're going out and having a good time. You come back from vacation and you have a dog that's been brought to the highest level it's ever been brought to. I have a great team of trainers. We have 8 of us total that are all hands on deck training these dogs. We train them just like we would train our own dogs, and we treat them just like our own dogs. It's also for all the problems all the way up to major aggression issues. We have some dogs that come here, other trainers had said, you have a dangerous dog, you have to put that dog down. We look at it from a different lens, from a lens where we look at it, is the dog confused, is human sending messages to the dog that maybe the dog thinks that they have to be aggressive when they see another dog or another human. We're looking at it from a really educated perspective, and we work really hard every single day to take care of those problems. So any problem, from the minor problems all the way up to major aggression issues where a dog is about ready to be put down, we have our program. So please go online. We're the only dog training company in the state that has an online calendar. So you go to the website, you can sit behind a desk, sip a cup of coffee or whatever your beverage is, do everything one-stop shopping right then and there. So let's see, we're going to ask a few more questions. Do you know, did he come with any kind of training beforehand before you even got him? What did he come with?
Yeah, so the foster Mandy, she did a lot of good work in terms of, the basics, like sit, down, which I love, because down can be really hard to teach to a dog. So he knew that. But again, he knew it, but he needed touch-ups, and with a different handler, it's definitely a different situation. So he came with some nice obedience in that, form. But I'm constantly kind of shaping his world and saying like, hey, get out of that, or come here, or whatever. So there's no shortage of training throughout the day, and aside from planned training, like, hey, we're gonna go work on recall kind of thing. I'm always kind of working with him in that sense. But yeah, he had a little bit of a base for sure, which made my life a little easier. So I can kind of progress it from the foundation that it already had, and working with some of the other stuff like leash work. Like he wasn't very good on leash at the beginning. And it just takes time and consistency.
So have you had any, first question is going to be, have you had any negative feedback from having a pit bull? And then the second question is, have you had any positive feedback?
Yeah, so, it's like the classic, you see a dog coming on the street and they cross the road kind of thing. That's happened a bunch, just because how he looks. But I've had way more positive feedback than I have negative, which is awesome. Just this morning, some lady came up and she was like, "Oh my God, can I meet your dog?" And I was like, "Yes, please," because I want him to, meet as many people as he can. And he's great with people, so that works. It's pretty easy that way. And she was like, "He's so sweet," because he really is. He'll walk up to anyone and be like, "I just want attention." So way more positive than negative, which is great, because I think he is. He's a great representation of the breed for what they truly can be, not like what the negative stuff can kind of put in people's head. Yeah, way more positive than negative, which is great.
Great, awesome. Rohan, when do you want to do top 10 and all that stuff? You want to do it now? Okay, so we're gonna go into the top 10. The top 10 is relevant to what we're talking about right now. So we're doing the top 10 breeds of dogs that are commonly found in shelters, okay? So Rohan's going to help me out with a little bit of zoom action.
Yep.
So this right here is top 10 breeds found in shelters. That is the Labrador Retriever. Number 9 is the Beagle. Number 8, Nancy Davis, where are you? Nancy, aisle 4. The Chihuahua is the number 8 most popular dog found in a shelter. Number 7 surprised me, actually. And it's funny that this is right after Nancy Davis's Chihuahua, because it is my German Shepherd. It's number 7 most popular dog found in a shelter. Number 6 is the Dachshund. Number 5, this breed is, we deal with all of these breeds, but this breed is very, very popular here, is the Boxer. Great on the agility course. Boxers are awesome on the agility course. Number 4 is the Pit Bull. These are pretty cool lists. A lot of times I'm surprised by a lot of these. Number 3, I had one of these once. They are nuts. Nuts in a positive way. Very energetic. Jack Russell Terrier. This dog was as energetic as they come.
Alright, hold on number 2 and 1. Have them figure it out.
Okay, so we're going to give you number 2. All right, so hold on to that thought and then go right to number 1.
No, we will go back to number 1 at the end. At the end.
At the end.
Oh, so don't show it yet.
Okay.
So let them try to figure it out.
Okay, I gotcha. So American Staffordshire Terrier, right? Is number 2. So then.
And they figure that out.
Okay, so you guys. Okay, so we're going to break.
Yeah.
Okay, we're going to go to break, guys. So listen, I was trying to communicate with Rohan here. We're going to come back from the break in a few minutes. Hanging in the balance is the number 1 dog that is the most popular dog found in shelters. So throw your guesses my way, and I'll read them when we get back, okay? We'll see you on the other side. Throw your guesses my way. What's the number 1 dog that's seen in shelters, guys? Send it our way, and we'll see you in a few minutes. Give you over. Go, girl.
Agility coursework is highly beneficial for both dogs and their owners. It provides opportunities for skill development, physical exercise, mental stimulation through problem solving, development of self-control skills, reinforcement of basic obedience commands, strengthens dog and owner communication skills, and most importantly, builds confidence while fostering a strong bond between dogs and their humans. Thin Blue Line Canine offers a comprehensive, one-of-a-kind outdoor agility course. It is the only wilderness agility course of its kind on the East Coast, offering a multitude of skill-building obstacles over a 1-mile span of terrain. A-frames, tunnels, weave poles, seesaws, and pause tables are just a few of the challenges you and your dog will face as you work as a team to complete this exciting course. Come and experience this one-of-a-kind course Monday through Saturday between 8 and 4 p.m. Single day and multiple visit passes are available for purchase online at www.thinbluelinecanine.net.
VT Livestream specializes in video streaming live events in real time with the utmost care and accuracy. We pride ourselves in our ability to connect friends and family virtually so they can share in life's most treasured moments. Weddings, birthdays, memorial services, sporting events, or conferences. Whatever the event, whatever moment you would like to share with your loved ones far away, we can help.
I am Tom Radford from Thin Blue Line Canine. Obedience is our business. I estimate that at least 95% of dog owners out there need some kind of help with their dog. Put it sit. Put it down. Good boy. Put it come. Put it sit. Put it heel. We specialize in training the owner how to train the dog. And we're using techniques and philosophies that I've obtained in a 22-year career training police dogs. I had an incredible career with my police dog, Stoney. We are inducted in the Canine Hall of Fame at the Vermont Police Academy. Kitty through. Go, girl. We're training your dog, your pet dog, like we would at the Academy, a police dog. So we are shooting for high-end obedience and high-end balance and confidence. And really, when we use that system that we use down at the police academy and transfer it over to your dog, excellence occurs. And really, you walk out the door with a dog that has knowledge and skills that no other dog has, because nobody else is teaching these principles and these philosophies that I have obtained through decades of being an instructor through the police academy. The Thin Blue Line Canine will take any dog, any breed, any problem. Welcome back to Dogwise. This is Tom Radford, owner of Thin Blue Line Canine. We are here with Clay Gerke and his pit bull Apollo. And when we went for a break, we were talking about the top 10 dogs that are seen at shelters. We're going to hold on to that to the very end, guys. So send me a couple of guesses as far as which one is number one. It kind of surprised me, actually. So we had a question over the break, and don't forget to like and share this show, guys. This is the internationally watched show now, because Clay's girlfriend is currently watching this from
Turks and Caicos.
There you go. I always mess that up. So she's a long ways away and watching this show. So that's the beauty of the internet in today's world, for sure. So Melissa Salatino, she's one of our Gold Star clients. She's been with us from the beginning. She's awesome. We love her. She's got a question. She says, I've got a Staffordshire Terrier mix. Cola is a rescue. Used to get along great with my other dogs. I went on vacation and I have to keep them separated. Can this be reversed? So, we're pretty optimistic here, and we always try to be positive. We are dealing with animals. Dogs are not humans, they're animals. So we try our best. Can it be reversed? I'd say the answer to that is yes. We certainly would give it a shot. We would give 110% effort here at Thin Blue Line Canine. That's what we do. Make sure if you have any dog issues, you come here. Check us out, thinbluelinecanine.net. We do boarding, we do one-on-ones, we do group classes. We have an awesome agility course. Make sure you check it out. Awesome website. But as far as, can that be reversed? We have had many times when we do that reversal of behavior, and a lot of it is communicating to the human exactly a game plan for success. So every dog we see is a different puzzle, and we have to find out what works for that specific situation. And really, it hinges on the human, and are you willing to work that hard? So we're going to segue real quick before we go to our last segment on agility course equipment. We want to mention that if you are thinking about getting a dog out there, there's a ton of people that get dogs during COVID. They're home. They thought it was a great idea to get a dog. We have a ton of people that come here, and sometimes they get a dog because their child wanted a dog. And the child promised that they would take care of the dog, and then all of a sudden, the parents are responsible for that dog in the end, and the child is nowhere to be seen. We've seen that many times. Make sure that you have the energy. Make sure that you have the location for a dog. Make sure you're willing to get up in the middle of the night and take your dog out if they have to go out. clean up, pee and poop and puke and all that stuff, and really give the time to really exercise the dog. Exercise is super important for a dog. So make sure you're willing to take that challenge on before you take that challenge on. Like really pause if you're even contemplating one way or the other. If you have any doubts at all, I would say, maybe wait for a better time. Timing is everything. Just like Clay here, he waited until he got the apartment that he could have dogs in before he got Apollo. He easily could have gotten Apollo beforehand, but then he would have been in a situation where, he'd have to hide Apollo, and his landlord would probably most likely see him with Apollo and say, hey, what's up? We're not supposed to have dogs here. So don't do one of those. Make sure the timing is right. Make sure you are mentally right, mentally prepared, both physically, mentally, and also financially. It's a huge financial burden. If you think a vet visit is cheap, then you've never had a dog before. Every time we go to the vets, it's like a ton of money. So that's our spiel on that for sure. So we're gonna go into another segment. We're talking today also about how to take items that can be refurbished. So we're recycling items that we find on the side of the road, that we find at yard sales, or all this equipment I'm going to show you, we completely got for free, and we took it off the people's hands and we turn it into equipment that is now on our agility course. We have about 25 pieces up there. I would say probably at least 10 of those pieces are pretty much all refurbished equipment, if not more than that. So I'm going to show you some pictures of some items that we just got for free, and we turned it into an agility course of equipment. So really the first one is this right here. This is a really simple but awesome piece of equipment on an agility course. It's really just a drainage pipe, right? We clean it out, we put some protective foam around it, which was just one of those noodles. We cut a noodle halfway. We put it around to protect the edges. We put some zip ties, and away we went. And that's one of the pieces on our agility course, and it's a really good challenge for the dogs. I'm going to show you this right here. So a lot of this equipment, we think that we're going to use it on the course, but we have no idea what it's going to look like in the final results. All it takes is creativity to really think of like a unique piece. All these pieces are unique pieces on the whole entire planet. I would almost guarantee you there's no piece exactly like the one I'm showing you right now on any agility course in the world. And of course, we're unique because we have wilderness agility course here at Thin Blue Line Canine here in Williston, Vermont. It's the only one in the Northeast that's open to the public, and the public can come and run their dogs on it and have a blast. So this right here was actually if you look at the metal part, it was used for stacking wood. It came with my house. I looked at that piece of equipment for about 6 months and just kept thinking, how can I turn that into a piece of dog training equipment? I put some plywood on the sides. I put a little top on it. I hung some bells. We call it the sound tunnel, and it's a great challenge for a lot of dogs out there. A lot of dogs don't like that sound tunnel. So this is a cool little agility piece that we put together. One of my clients works at a place that had these huge boxes, and they were used to store engine parts, and he asked me if that's something I'd be interested in. I said absolutely. So we basically made a big entrance that went into, the dog has to take a right-hand turn, or left-hand turn actually, when they go into it. This is a different angle. So when they go into it off the course, they go into the large area and then they take a turn, and it can be a real good challenge for the dogs. And when dogs start going through this equipment, they really increase their self-confidence because they're like, oh, okay, I can do that, no problem. And it might be kind of scary in there for the dog, but then after they've been through the course a couple of times, they really build self-confidence and start to think, hey, I can do anything out there. So that was made from 2 engine part boxes. Listen, this is the easiest thing in the world to make an agility piece of equipment out of. Pallets, right? There's like 100 pallets at the drop-off center where I bring my cut down trees and stuff. This is all just pallets and nails. That's all it is. So the dog goes into one entrance, goes through the little house, and then comes out the other entrance. We've had this on the course for about 3 years, and this is just a really easy, totally free piece of equipment that you can put together to challenge your dog. So if you have a place on your property where you want to blaze a little trail and put some equipment on, this is absolutely free and absolutely a good thing for a dog to be involved in, doing the agility. This right here is the storage box that you see I got for free. I think it was in Front Porch Forum. I said, yeah, I'll take that. It's a huge, heavy box. It took forever to get it up in that place. And then I have a good friends that they had a pool slide and they couldn't have the pool slide anymore. So we took it off their hands and we turned it into an awesome piece of agility. This is actually our last agility piece on the course. So they end up going through this slide and ending it on a great note. Both of those pieces I got for free. I just kind of figured out what I wanted to do with it, and I put it together, and it's an awesome piece of equipment. And I'm hoping I'm sparking some thought processes for anyone that's out there to either use it for themselves, or if you do have a piece of equipment and you think that we could use it, feel free to drop it off because we'll put it to good use. This right here was just 2 dog ramps on each side that we got free at a yard sale. And a workbench. And so, again, it took me a day or two to kind of figure out what I wanted to do. It's a great piece for the dogs, and it's great for having them really work hard and build that self-confidence. The absolute easiest thing probably besides pallets are these bad boys right here, tires. Kaylee, my German Shepherd, is a pro at this. She does a high step through there. It looks awesome. It's really an easy, quick piece of equipment that should be a staple on any dog agility course. It challenges the dog. Most dogs that come through here do not do well on this the first time. After they've been through it a couple of times, they start to high step it over it, just like you would at football practice if you ever played football. And it's a great, easy, quick way to build an agility course. We have this piece right here. This is our new super obstacle. This is on the back side of our agility course. If you haven't been on our agility course, you got to check it out, guys. It's for $50. You get 10 passes. This is on the back side. You got to work hard to get to this back side. It's a mile-long course, and this is made from tubing, a tube that we got for free. The slide on the back side we got for free. We did put a little bit of money into this to keep it nice and strong. So you know how expensive wood is these days. So I think we spent probably $200 in wood on this, but that's it. And we have this awesome agility piece. That's one view of it. I'm going to show you another view of it. We call this our super obstacle. It's actually 5 obstacles in one. The dog has to go up, they go through the tunnel, they go over the beam, they go up again to the top of the slide, and then they go down the slide. And let me tell you, if your dog masters this, they are doing really well. This is a hard piece. It's the hardest piece we have right now. We're always kind of putting our heads together and thinking of like, how can we beat that? This right here is going to be hard to beat because this is an awesome piece of equipment, very challenging. Once the dog masters this, it really, really skyrockets their self-confidence. They have the attitude that they can do anything, which is really awesome. And then this right here is, you see the dog has to go under. So it's just some drainage pipes, some pallets to make a little house after, and a mesh fence on top. All of this stuff was absolutely free. We did not pay a penny to put this together. And it's an awesome obstacle. It challenges the dogs because they have to do a low crawl underneath. A lot of people throw treats underneath to kind of lure their dog in, which works really well. And this is one of our staples. We've had this up for about 3 years. This right here is one of my favorite pieces because this door in the middle I got for free. It was on the side of the road in Heinsberg, and I drove by it probably 5 or 6 times, and finally the 6th time I said, I got to take that. It did not have an opening in the beginning, but this thing is, I'm guessing it's over 100 years old. It is really heavy. And ask Clay. Clay and I carried this up to the middle part of the course. It was blood, sweat, and tears to get it up there. It's a super heavy piece of equipment. And we added a free slide on one side. So that's the back side of it. I'm going to show you the front side. Looks like this. So when the dog first approaches this, it's just a pallet that has some wood underneath to keep it secure. So the dog, when they first come up to this equipment for the first time, they have no idea what's on the other side. So it's kind of cool. That slide that you first saw was on the other side. So this is a pallet, an old door for free, a slide for free, all put together for 0 cents, and it's on our agility course, and it's an awesome piece of equipment. So we love refurbishing stuff. We're in Vermont, right? We're the pros at refurbishing stuff, and we did a really good job on that one. That one, ask Clay, I stared at that door for about 6 months before I figured out how to put that together. And this is another piece that we just put together a little while ago. This is another, we call them super pieces. Super pieces are ones that are multiple agility pieces put together. So this one is a ladder, some logs, which we got for free. I think we spent a little bit of wood on the incline there to the landing, and then there's a slide on the back side. So this is what it looks like from one angle. And this is what it looks like from the back angle. So the dog ends up coming down this slide in the end. And it's a pretty hard piece for the dog the first time, but you'll find if you buy the passes, we sell 10 passes for $50. You wait 24 hours, you get the passes emailed to you. You come here to Thin Blue Line Canine, and you drop it in a drop box, each pass, and you get 10 passes. So you get 10 shots at this for $50. By the 10th time through this course, the dogs are usually mastering everything, including this. So think about, like right now, you're looking at this and you're thinking, my dog will never master that. We see it all the time, where usually after the third or fourth time, the dog says, I got this, no problem. And we show you through some videos and stuff how to master all of this. So it really, the purpose of this course is to burn energy, to teach new skills, to really improve the self-confidence of the dog. That's probably the most important thing. So those are some just really awesome ideas on how to put agility equipment together. Anybody can do this. You're only limited by your imagination. So if you have a good imagination, and we use a team approach here. We really kind of take all this equipment, we just put it out, and we just kind of sit there and look at it and try to figure it out. It's almost like putting Tetris piece together. You're just kind of moving pieces around and figuring out how to put it all together, and then you just put it together. And then the fun part is testing it out with a dog after. You want to have a dog that's really good at agility firsthand to go through the first time and see how they do. Kaylee is my test dog. She's my 4.5-year-old German Shepherd. She will go on that, any new piece. Usually she'll do pretty well the first time, but a lot of times even the first time for her, she's been on the course at least 500 times. Even the first time for her, she will have a little bit of a challenge. So if you go up on the course and you're challenged by that, that's good, because that's where everybody else is. And it takes time. It's a process to get really good at that. So those are the refurbished items for agility course equipment. I want to end by just talking about the hot weather that we're in right now, guys. It's really muggy outside, so don't forget, be smart with your dog, okay? If you can, yeah, and actually Clay just reminded me, we're going to go back to the #1 dog soon, the #1 dog that is found in shelters. Thank you, Clay. Appreciate that. So hot weather, hot and humid weather. Listen, the temperature in your car can rise 20 degrees at a time. I think it's within 5 or 10 minutes, the temperature can go up 20 degrees. If your dog is inside that car, they could be in trouble in a really short amount of time. So don't, if you can help it, leave your dog home in air conditioning with plenty of water. Leave them home during this time of weather. There's no need to air-conditioned car and then leave them in the car while you go do a 10-minute item. Go grab a 10-minute item, because if you turn your car off and in those 10 minutes, it could be lethal for your dog. Trust me, I was a police officer for 21 years. I broke plenty of windows of dogs that were in distress, and it's really, really not a good situation. And almost every single time the owner is like, oh, I didn't know that could happen. Well, it can happen, it will happen. So if it's really hot and humid in the summertime, just leave your dog at home in a safe, comfortable place if you can. I'd say worst case scenario, if you have to take your dog, you know, have somebody watch your dog, take them for a short little walk, find some shade and find some water. So just common sense safety for your dog is key. You could potentially save your dog's life just by doing that kind of stuff. So full circle around, the #1 dog that is found in shelters, we went through the whole list. Has anybody given me any guesses?
Go back there, let's see.
Samson, Nancy reminded me that Samson doesn't have to crawl when he goes through. Samson is a Chihuahua, that he does not have to crawl. Ed Fournier, thank you for watching. my former neighbor. I appreciate it. And so the number one dog, we have a guess? A hound. Nicole guessed a hound. More? Okay, let's do it, guys.
Go back up.
Go back up. Okay. All right, we have Melissa Salatino says you've got an amazing course. Thank you very much. We appreciate it. Janine is watching. Thank you, Janine. Appreciate it. She works for Passion for Paws, where Apollo came from, and we appreciate everybody that's watching, and we definitely appreciate all the rescues out there. My wife works for Vermont Dog Rescue. We do a lot of work for Passion for Paws. Apollo came from there. There's a lot of great rescues out there, guys. Everybody's working hard. They're working for free. They're volunteers, and it's awesome bringing all these dogs up here. Hound. The only guess I have is hound. Oh, we're going to go all the way up. Okay, hang on a second, guys. Husky. Melissa guessed husky. Nicole guessed Roddy. So good guesses, guys. Nobody's got it yet. Sorry. So this is the number one dog right here. It is. Now I have an English bulldog. This is an American bulldog. This is the number one dog that is found in shelters. And if you take a look at this breed, they're cool dogs. We train them here. They're definitely intimidating looking. They're kind of misunderstood, but they really are just awesome dogs. And Clay kind of mentioned earlier that really the most important thing when you have dogs that are these powerful, awesome dogs, and I love powerful dogs, I really do. I have 2 German Shepherds myself. We deal with powerful dogs all day long. You got to be a strong leader for your dog, okay? You want to give your dog a great environment. You want to give them a ton of love and attention, but you also have to guide them in this world. And it's kind of a scary world for these dogs, especially ones that are abused and neglected. This guy had a really rotten beginning to his life. For the first 6 months, he was locked in a room, okay? Didn't really see the outside world. Terrible beginning. And he landed in the lap of this guy, Clay. And this dog is just living the dream right now. And Clay is an awesome trainer and super, super awesome leader for Apollo. There's no doubt in my life that Apollo, for the rest of his life, is clearly going to know how to live in this world, and is clearly going to know that if all he has to do is be a good listener, and everything else is taken care of, and he's going to be living in this awesome environment. And he's going to come to work here all the time, and he's hit the jackpot here for sure. So I want to say thank you to Clay for coming.
Thank you.
Thank you for Apollo for coming. Thank you for everybody that is out there that's watching. We appreciate it. We spread the word here by sharing, liking. We're trying our best every single week to put out some good content. And if anybody has any ideas for what they want to see in the future, just let us know. If anybody has any questions after, just let us know. Make sure you like and share the show. Make sure you go to thinbluelinecanine.net. We work our butts off every single day trying to communicate to these dogs and teach them like how to survive in this human world, because they are not born knowing that. And if you have a dog problem, please check out thinbluelinecanine.net. You can call 802-922-5376. You can go online right now on our website and save $50 off any of our packages. Bronze, silver, or gold is $50 off any of our packages. It's a great deal. And also check us out for our board and train. We have an awesome videos on there. Our one-on-ones, our group classes, we're going to put those out soon. Please come to thinbluelinecanine.net. Thank you very much for sharing and for watching, and we will see you next time. Thank you very much.
Go girl.
Agility coursework is highly beneficial for both dogs and their owners. It provides opportunities for skill development, physical exercise, mental stimulation through problem solving, development of self-control skills, reinforcement of basic obedience commands, strengthens dog and owner communication skills, and most importantly, builds confidence while fostering a strong bond between dogs and their humans. Thin Blue Line Canine offers a comprehensive, one-of-a-kind outdoor agility course. It is the only wilderness agility course of its kind on the East Coast, offering a multitude of skill-building obstacles over a 1-mile span of terrain. A-frames, tunnels, weave poles, seesaws, and pause tables are just a few of the challenges you and your dog will face as you work as a team to complete this exciting course. Come and experience this one-of-a-kind course Monday through Saturday between 8 and 4 p.m. Single day and multiple visit passes are available for purchase online at www.thinbluelinecanine.net.
I am Tom Radford from Thin Blue Line Canine. Obedience is our business. I estimate that at least 95% of dog owners out there need some kind of help with their dog. Put it sit. Put it down. Good boy. Put it come. Put it sit. Put it heel. We specialize in training the owner how to train the dog. And we're using techniques and philosophies that I've obtained in a 22-year career training police dogs. I had an incredible career with my police dog, Stoney. We are inducted into the Canine Hall of Fame at the Vermont Police Academy. Kitty through. Go, girl! We're training your dog, your pet dog, like we would at the Academy, a police dog. So we are shooting for high-end obedience and high-end balance and confidence. And really, when we use that system that we use down at the police academy and transfer it over to your dog, excellence occurs. And really, you walk out the door with a dog that has knowledge and skills that no other dog has, because nobody else is teaching these principles and these philosophies that I have obtained through decades of being an instructor through the police academy. The Thin Blue Line Canine will take any dog, any breed, any problem.
VT Livestream specializes in video streaming live events in real time with the utmost care and accuracy. We pride ourselves in our ability to connect friends and family virtually so they can share in life's most treasured moments. Weddings, birthdays, memorial services, sporting events, or conferences. Whatever the event, whatever moment you would like to share with your loved ones far away, we can help.